Let's talk about the napkin of Jesus that was found in his grave after his resurrection. The Gospel of John 20 verse 7 tells us that the napkin which was placed over the face of Jesus was not just thrown aside like the grave clothes. The Bible takes the entire verse to tell us that the napkin was neatly folded and was placed separate from the grave clothes. Early Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene, remember, came to the tomb and she found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. She then ran and found Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved. Remember the Bible story? And she then said, they have taken the Lord's body out of the tomb and that she doesn't know where they have put him. Peter and the other disciple then ran to the tomb to see, and the other disciple outran Peter and he got there first. And then he stooped and looked in and saw the linen cloth lying there, but he didn't go inside the grave. Then Simon Peter arrived and he went inside, and then he also noticed the linen wrappings lying there, while the cloth that had covered Jesus' head was folded up and lying to the side. Why is this important? It is really significant. In order to understand the significance of the folded napkin, you have to understand a little bit about the Hebrew tradition of that day. The folded napkin had to do with a master and his servant, and every Jewish boy knew this tradition because it was a tradition passed through the generations of the Jews of that day. When the servant set the dinner table for the master, he made sure that it was exactly the way the master wanted it. The table was furnished perfectly, and then the servant would wait just out of sight until the master had finished eating, and the servant would not dare touch the table until the master was finished. Now, if the master was done eating, he would rise from the table, wipe his fingers and his mouth and clean his beard, and would wad up that napkin and toss it onto the table. The servant would then know to clear the table, for in those days the wadded napkin meant I'm done. But if the master got up from the table and folded his napkin neatly and laid it beside his plate, the servant would not dare touch the table, because the folded napkin meant he's coming back. Just the same as the folded napkin in Jesus' grave meant he's coming back.